In their bid for a cleaner reputation, ethanol producers in general are applying the principle of reduce, reuse, and recycle, at least in terms of water consumption. The largest ethanol producer in the U.S., for example, consumes almost 5 billion gallons of water annually to produce only 1.7 billion gallons of ethanol. The amount of water it takes to produce ethanol, one of the fastest growing alternative fuel sources in the world, is forcing ethanol producers to install more efficient water use technologies in the United States. This ethanol plant and the city of Fargo, North Dakota, worked together in a unique green partnership to reuse recycled water for the production of biofuels. Fargo Mayor Dennis Wallaker explains.
So it's a very, very unique recycling process. So we send out about roughly 1 million gallons a day, and they use the water in the process for ethanol. And then the water that's waste, instead of having a waste treatment out there, is transported back to the city of Fargo, so we treat it in our wastewater plant.
Today, this facility that produces almost 400,000 gallons of ethanol a day reuses 1 million gallons of wastewater a day in the summer and some 800,000 gallons a day in the winter. Wastewater that would typically be treated and discharged into the Red River. Bruce Grubb, the director of the Enterprise Department, says that this was a $15.3 million project that included the building of a wastewater treatment plant and the installation of parallel 26 miles of underground pipelines from the Fargo wastewater treatment facility to the ethanol plant, with a 12-inch pipe used for pumping water to the ethanol plant and a 4-inch line returning to Fargo.
So the income generated through this reuse project of treated wastewater generates about $1.2 million on the water sales side and about $400,000 on the wastewater that's returned.
This is how the process of recycling works. The city of Fargo treats its wastewater at the city's wastewater treatment facility and diverts about 10% of the water that normally is discharged into the Red River to a second water treatment plant where it undergoes microfiltration and reverse osmosis in preparation for use at the ethanol plant. Jim Hausauer is the wastewater utility manager.
But they also have wastewater that they have to discharge, and being that they are located in a small community, they can't handle it.
The ethanol plant reuses the water it gets from Fargo as much as it can until it is piped back to the city. Of the water used at the ethanol plant, 15% is returned to Fargo as black water, where it is retreated again and again according to drinking standards. Rather than using groundwater, the ethanol plant saved money from the cost of drilling wells in aquifers located more than 20 miles away, reducing the impact to the environment because they are using wastewater and eliminating the need for a lagoon nearby, which can cause odor issues.
We didn't want to utilize drinking water as an industrial water source, but recognized we had an opportunity at our wastewater plant with treated wastewater. We had a sufficient volume. If that met their requirements, they could utilize treated wastewater as an industrial water supply to produce ethanol or renewable energy. We think it really is a nice story about use of water resources in the most efficient manner and recycling of water where it's possible, particularly in industrial applications.
Mayor Wallaker says that without this reclaimed project, valuable groundwater and surface drinking water reserves may have been consumed and depleted. Freshwater is a precious natural resource, and thereby the Reuse Recycle initiative benefits everybody and adds more green to Fargo.
We're as green as we can be at this point, but we are having other initiatives to look at other areas where we can be more green.
In more than 3 years, Fargo has produced and supplied this ethanol plant with more than 750 million gallons of water as an environmentally friendly solution for this bio-refinery that has good access to corn and energy, as well as rail and road transportation infrastructure, but not a water supply.
The nice thing about it is the city of Fargo is trying to use more and more ethanol all the time, which makes it really unique. We're trying to work out a deal with the industry that we're selling the water to create ethanol, to purchase the ethanol back to use in our fleet. We think that's unique.
This partnership proves that water conservation and reducing process expenses is absolutely important and necessary even for producers of renewable fuels.